Okay, guys, so we are back on the May 2018 paper. We are going to look at question 4A. Again, if you look at the instructions on the top here, this question does not tell you what application to use. You are to look at what the question is asking you, and you have to determine which is the best option to use. If you look here, it tells you double line spacing. The application where we get double line spacing from is Microsoft Word. Therefore, this is a Microsoft Word question. Okay, this is a Microsoft Word question. So again, complete the task following all instructions below. It says to use portrait orientation. Remember that your paper is always set on portrait. How do you set that? Layout, if you go to orientation, you will see both portrait and landscape. It's always set on portrait. So if a question ever asks you to type in portrait, it is already chosen, right? You don't have to choose portrait from anywhere. You will type this heading in Microsoft Word, bold, change it to Times New Roman. The size of these two lines are going to be on 14, and you're going to center it across your page. So there's 4 instructions here. Please note, it is only 2 lines only. Let it fit exactly how the examiner has it on 2 lines, not 1 long line, or right? Just make sure it fits, please, on 2 lines. Type exactly what you see and how you see it. Remember, these double underlines mean that those letters have to be in capital letters. UC is short for uppercase. Double line spacing. Where do we go to get the option for double line spacing? To get the option for double line spacing, when you type out your text, right here is your icon, and your grouping for paragraph. Here is your grouping for line spacing, and double line spacing is 2.0. So first, you will type, when you could type out everything, and in the end, you could format it. When you would highlight these 3 lines, you will come here to your line spacing icon, and you will choose 2.0, and that is how you would get double line spacing. Moving on with the question. Minimum number of 4 hours, 4 hours, guys, make sure there's a space between the 4 and hours, must be completed to be eligible for graduation. This information is being done in a table. This table is being done in Microsoft Word. How many columns does this table have in it? We have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a total of 6 columns. How many rows do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is a total of 8 rows and 6 columns. 8 rows and 6 columns. That is what you have to work here. So let's see how we're doing that. We go into table. We come into insert. We go into table. We have 6 columns and 8 rows. That's row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You will see it up on the top of your screen. You are seeing 6 by 8 table. It means 6 columns and 8 rows. Additionally, you could also go down to your option, insert table, and in insert table, you can also manually add your number of columns and number of rows. It does the same exact option. You'll get the same table. Let's see what we have to type. I'm going to type some of the information to show you how it would look. So, your first one you're going to type is the word days. Let me just show you a formatting technique here. When you type days, you notice in this one, there is no line that is dividing, like how my one looks here. So all you have to do is highlight these 2 cells. Just now, guys, my toolbar is being hidden here. Just now. Let me just stop sharing it for a minute with you. I need to see my toolbar because that icon is blocking me. Okay, I'm going to share it back with you again now. Right. So when you insert your table, there is a grouping at the end there that is called layout. You will go into there, you'd highlight your two cells, and there's an option here called merge cell. So I'm going to click on merge cell, and that is how I would remove the line. Let's see where, now this word days is actually not on the top, it's actually down to the bottom of the screen. You have some alignments here. This is how you're going to move it down. Okay, and it was all in capital letters. That is how you'll do days. Then I am going to put the word time. Here I'm going to have the word in and then the word out. If you look at the word time, there isn't a line here. That means once lines are missing, the option that does that is called merge. And you're going to fill out the rest of the information there. And same thing again, we would highlight it. We will click on merge cells so it looks as though it is in one cell. And you will keep doing that for all of them all the way out. You will type this as normal, Monday to total. Notice total as well. These cells has to be merged as well. So I'm going to show you that. You'll have the word total. And you're going to highlight, I think it's about 3 cells, and you're going to click on merge, and that is how you're going to get rid of those lines from on your table. These last 2 cells, you are to apply a color there. So I think it's a shade of gray. So to get that gray color, it's on your grouping called paragraph. You go to the paint bucket icon, that's called shading, and you apply a gray shade of filling there. Okay, I'm going to do over the table. Okay, this is your table. We are looking at the table again. This table has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. So it's 6 columns and 8 rows. By a show of hands, I would like for you all to let me know if you understand it's 6 columns and 8 rows. Please raise your hand so I can see it. Good job. Good job, guys. So, right. So it's a total of 6 columns. I'm going to count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. How many rows? There's a row on top here. 1. There's another one here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a total of 6 columns and 8 rows. Where do we go to get our option for table? Insert table. You can either do it on the top here or you go to insert table and you can get your 6 columns and your 8 rows. It will come on your sheet like this. The first label I'm going to type is the word days. There are two lines, one here and one here. If you look at your one, there's only one line, there's only one cell and not two. So I'm seeing one cell on the question, but on my question, I'm seeing two. How do I get rid of that? I would highlight the two cells. I just need to stop sharing for a minute so I can see, just let me see if I can see my toolbar here. You could probably see here. I could go to layout here on this, hold on. On layout, you will see an icon there called merge cells. If you look at the word days, it's not to the top, it's to the bottom. So in here, you have something called alignment, bottom alignment. So it takes it all the way down to the bottom of the cell. By a show of hands, do you all know how to do this first cell here? Can I just see a show of hands? How many of us understand how to change days? Great, good. Okay, we are moving on. Up here, I'm going to type the next label. My next label is the word time. Under time, I have in and I have out. Notice there is no line dividing here. That means that this cell is also merged. So I will highlight these two cells and I will click on merge cells. So that takes off the line there for me. Everything else here now becomes normal typing. You will highlight your cell. You will click on merge so that it will merge the cell for you. Right? You could just hit enter in between to keep hours on top, and work below. It's the same thing you're going to do for training, signature, and so on. Then you're going to type the days of the week. When you type out all the days of the week, your last one is going to be total. You are highlighting the next three cells because it's 1, 2, 3 cells. So you highlight here, that's 3 cells. And again, you will click on merge. Merge will remove the lines for you. Then your last 2 cells here are shaded. So you go back on your home tab. This is your shading icon here. It's in your grouping called paragraph. You look for a shade of gray and you will click the last 2 cells, and that is how you would apply the gray shading at the bottom here. Everything else you will just click and type under it. To make these lines, you can use your shift and the dash on the keyboard to apply these lines on your document. This last part of the question, let's see what it is. By just looking at the instructions, look at the keywords, formulae, column chart. What application are we using here? We are using Microsoft Excel. That's the application you guys are using to do this question here for me. Notice that in EDPM, they're not going to keep telling you what applications to use. You have to look at the instructions and you have to figure it out. You can type this again on the first 2 rows in Excel. Please look at the instruction here. AMT in full, it means amount, right? Amount paid. So you have to spell out AMT, it means amount. You are to type these headings in different orders. So tuition fees is here, admin fee goes there. Only the headings, not the entire columns of information. So these numbers remain as is. The only one you're changing is when you get down to the last person, 300 comes here and 1475 comes here. So you're not switching across all of your figures. You are typing it exactly how you see it. The only switch that's happening is when you get down to the last person. Okay? To calculate total, it means that you're going to use AutoSum and you're going to add all of your values for these first four headings: total cost, admin fee, tuition fee, boarding fee. You are to add all of these things. To add all of them, you are to use your AutoSum function. Right? I'm going to unmute you guys for a little bit. To work out the balance due, please put your mics on mute. Only if you have an answer, then you would unmute your mic. Balance due, again, this question we did last day, last cycle for test. You all could even pull your question from last day. Balance due. How would I figure out the balance due here, guys? Okay, I see Shavin. Has his hand up. Bala, all of you guys have your hands up. Okay, Shavin, let me hear you. How would I calculate the balance due here? What would it be?
I think add the total and 60%.
This question has nothing to do with 60% or Shavin. Who else wants to try?
It's okay, I can do it. What was the question again?
I want you guys to go into Excel and I want you all to work out the first one for me, balance due. I want everybody to go into Excel and work out this first one for me and tell me what formula you all are using to get here balance due. Just type the first set of numbers here and work out balance due and tell me what I'm the answer you all are getting there. For those of you who are saying that you're not seeing, can you all see the screen right now? Can you all see this Excel question on screen?
Mm.
No.
Yeah, we're looking at the Excel question. We're calculating balance due. I want somebody to work a formula here for me and tell me what's the answer for balance due. You all have this. I gave it back to you. I gave it back to you guys on your flash drive when I corrected the end of term.
Yeah.
Questions you all have. You all can just feel free to go and pull it up and tell me what you all did there.
Okay. Let's see here. Return.
So I'm going to call on somebody to answer this question now. Kevin, I would like for Kevin to come on and give me the answer to that. Shavin, is balance due for the first person. It's the first row. I'm not asking you to do all of them. You're just doing it based on these numbers here on the top. In maths, how would you calculate balance due? This is a simple math question. How would you calculate balance due given the total cost, given all your fees? How would you calculate balance due? I would like somebody to come on and explain this to me. It's just regular math. Okay, I'm seeing Shaquille has his hand up. Okay, Shaquille, unmute your mic and give me the answer there. All right, let me hear you all. I'm going back and share
Okay.
the screen.
Uh, do you know that the Amit Pay, in full, admission, tuition, boarding fee, that they're all fees in one.
That's right.
So that the total cost is, like buying it.
Right.
And the total cost minus all the amounts of the amount paid, it
Right, which would be your
equals.
fees. Very good. So it's basically when you type this into your spreadsheet though, you guys are going to reference your cells. So I'm just giving you an example. Let's say this is column A, B, C, D, E, and F. I'm just giving you an example, right? This is right up to column F. And this is row 1, 2, 3, right? Let's say it is row 3, right? So your formula here would be whatever cell address this is here. So equal this cell. If it is, for example, I'm assuming this would probably be around B3 or B4 maybe, minus whatever this cell is, minus whatever this cell is, and minus whatever this cell is to give you one answer. Or you could say equal this cell minus some open bracket of this cell to this cell, close bracket, and you'll get your answer here as well. Right? So I look forward to seeing what formula you will come up with here for balance due. But this is very simple. It's just like Shakil said, you have the total cost and all you have to do is minus each one of these fees. So you're taking away these amounts from this total amount here. So this cell minus 300, minus 1500, minus 500 will give you one answer here.
Miss, I feel dumb now.
Huh?
I feel dumb because I didn't get that. I didn't get the balance due in the exam.
But you understand what you have to do now, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
You
Right?
minus
So what I would love for you guys to do, and like I said it last week, I would love to see you all doing these questions and emailing so I can give you feedback, because just a few people would have sent me their 2019 paper and already gave them feedback on it, and some of you haven't as yet. But I know some of you weren't here on the class last week. However, you all can practice any amount of questions and you can send them to me. You all have my email address and I would always give you feedback on what is happening here. Right? But the only way to get feedback is if you guys are actually attempting the questions and sending it to get correction. So that's very important. I don't think anybody, okay, everybody is unmuted there. Okay? Yeah, okay. And I'm going to ask you guys, one of you to explain. So it said sort student's name in alphabetical order, another common error, and I discussed this in class with you all when you did the test. Some of you would have just selected the names and sort alone. You can't, because if you only sort the names, these figures, is not going to go with these people's information. So what you need to do is highlight your names and all the figures and then do your sort in alphabetical order. And to do that sort, it's simple. When you highlight all of your information, you just come here and you could sort it A to Z, and that's it, in ascending order. But you can't just highlight the names only. You have to highlight the names and all of the figures as well. All of your figures, so that everything will get sorted and everybody will be together with their correct information. So this was another error some of you did for the exam as well. Pay attention to these things on the side, all these instructions. Caps, your font style is Arial. The size of your text is 16. Amount has to be spelled out. Bold all column headings. Student name, total cost, amount paid, all these fees, balance due, all has to be in bold. Tick outside border all around. When you're finished typing your information, you would select it. There's an option here called tick outside border. That is how you guys are going to do that, right? So take note of the formatting that you have to apply on your sheet. So first you have to apply all borders. So everything will have borders. So we will come here, go to all borders firstly, and then come here and choose tick outside border. So pay attention to this little formatting that is happening, because when you don't follow the instructions carefully, it's simple marks you all can lose. So you need to pay attention to all of your formatting techniques there. And that would bring us to the end of this May 2018 paper? In front of you as well. Right, guys, if you all have any questions, please go through your paper. Please message me via the chat so that I can address any questions you all may be having with your 2018 paper. Sure, Shavin, go ahead. What is your question? I'm not sure, like I said, what's on page 127. So you would need to let me know what is the question that you're looking at. For example, is it 2A? Right, perfect. So 2A, right? Which one of these do you have a question about? Is it part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is it on the other side of the page? Yeah, Shavin, I'm waiting for your question. Is it which one of the parts of the question do you have an issue with? Let me know. While we're waiting for Shavin, who's probably typing his question, does anybody else have any question based on this paper? By a show of hands, can I see how many of us are okay with this? So guys, let me just share back the screen with you again. So one student just wanted to know, what does TRS stand for? I just told you TRS stands for transverse. Transverse means that you change the order of your text. So instead of sincerely yours, it's yours sincerely. So you type this first and you type this second. And that's what transverse means. It means you just type it in a different order. That's all. There is a handout that I did for you guys in the beginning when we started manuscript writing. It should be on the drive with all these different symbols and what these symbols mean. Please go through that handouts so you get more familiar. I'm hearing some of us, right? Some of us are very quiet on the group. Alicia, both Alicias actually, you're both very quiet. Are you guys okay? Can I see a show of hands so I'll know if you guys are okay? Great, great, great. Good. Very good, guys.
I'm fine.
Good. The most important thing you all, like I keep telling you, the most important thing is you will have to practice these questions. The only way you're going to get the hang of it, the only way you're going to remember what you are doing is you got to keep practicing it over and over. Yeah, that is what makes a great EDPM student.